What's up, guys? Today we're going to be taking questions directly from my Instagram DMs. I get questions all the time and I don't mind answering them, but I love answering them on video. So if you have a question, you could just head on over to Instagram, go to @abfitness and send in your message there and I'll be happy to answer your question. So today we get a weight loss question. So I actually have it pulled up on the computer over here, so I'm gonna look here. It says, I'm a 5'8" male and currently weigh around 182 pounds and I'm really wanting to lose some weight. My goal is to lose at least 10 pounds to start. I've been the same weight for about 3 years and I just wanna know that I can change my lifestyle and be healthier in the long run. I know that diet is absolutely key to losing weight, but I regularly find myself uncertain about what types of foods to avoid. Do I eat low fat? Do I eat low carb? Is it a mixture? How do sugars fit into this? And also, what kind of exercise is ideal for weight loss? Thanks in advance for any advice you have. So great question. And again, I love this question because it's very confusing out there. You follow one guru online and they tell you to eat low carb. You follow another guru online and they tell you to eat high carb. You follow this person, they say low protein. This person says high protein. It's confusing. It's a nightmare. You went to the right place to do this, and that's right here. So, all right, first and foremost, so you're 5'8", and you currently weigh around 182 pounds. So you want to lose a little bit of body fat. So one thing that I want to tell you is remember, body fat is the key thing that you want to lose. You don't just want to lose weight on the scale. Forget what the scale says. You want to lose actual body fat. You want your body composition to be different, or the way you look in the mirror to be different. Some people just lose a bunch of weight on the scale, but it doesn't actually show in their physique. So we want it to show in your physique. So you got to be focusing on losing body fat. So I would first recommend getting a scale that does body fat, just so you have a good idea of exactly where your body fat is currently and how much you lost. Again, if the scale says you're 25%, whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. But over the next couple of weeks, if you went down to 20 or 15%, then you would have made the right progress that we're looking to make. Set your expectation correctly. It takes about, give or take, about a month to lose about 1% of body fat. Again, everyone's a little bit different, but just give or take. So if the scale says you're at 25, and a good rule of thumb is to lose about 5 to 10% body fat. So if you get down in that range, it should take you about a couple months to do that. We want you to be able to lose weight sustainably and keep the weight off. So that's the main thing. The one thing that you need to focus on now that we have the scale that does the body fat, the next thing that we need to focus on is when you're gonna weigh yourself every day. And I want you to get up in the morning, go to the bathroom, number one, number two, preferably, and then you're gonna get on the scale. That's gonna give us the most accurate way to measure yourself, and you're gonna do that every day, because that will show us kind of the trends of your body. If you're trending down, that means you're losing body fat. If you're trending up, it means you're having too many calories. So we need to do that first. Next thing we need to do is determine how many calories you actually need to lose body fat. So what I would do is I would write down everything that you're eating for the next 3 to 7 days. 7 days is preferable. So you take your weight at the beginning of the week, you write down everything that you're eating. You write down how many calories, how much protein. You could plug it into MyFitnessPal, you could use paper, that doesn't matter. So once we have that for 7 days or 3 days, and we gotta look at your weight. What did your weight do over those 7 days? Did it go up every day? Did it go down every day? We're gonna get the average over the course of a week. So you find out what your average weight is all week. Say you started at 182. At the end of the week, you were 179. That means you lost weight. You should be in a calorie deficit if over the course of the week you kind of trended down. Now, same thing with your calories. Say one day you have 2,000 calories, the next day you have 2,200 calories, the next day you have 1,900 calories. When we average it out, it'll give us the average amount of calories that you're currently having. So if your weight trends down and the average calories works out to 2,100, then that means that you need to keep going on that. Whereas on the opposite, if you trending up, if your weight was trending up and your calories were at 2,400, then that means that we have to lower those calories down. So giving those averages, we'll find out exactly how many calories you need. Now, once we determine the calorie limit, and again, if your weight stays the same for the week, that kind of means you're at maintenance. If your weight's going up, that means you're too much, you're eating too many calories, and I would recommend deducting 300 from there. And if you're at a weight loss, of a good amount of weight loss, so you're down a pound, I would keep it right there calorie-wise. The next thing we need to focus on is getting in quality protein. Remember, protein is gonna be key to losing body fat. So as a general rule, again, I don't know anything with your background and exercise history, but as a general rule, what I would recommend is having 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if we determine that you had 2,100 calories on average every day, and that's what you needed to lose weight, then we need to make sure you're getting at least 185 grams to, I would say, about 200 grams of protein every day. So make sure you have, out of those calories that you have that much protein. And you're gonna kind of fill the rest with carbs and fat. We really don't have to overthink this. There's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, like you said before. So you wanna make sure that you're just being consistent, because that's gonna be the thing that's gonna take you to that next level. All right, so that should cover that when it comes to your diet. Now you just gotta consistently do that day in and day out until you get to a good body fat goal. So ultimately, it's gonna start with getting the scale, finding out what your current body fat is, determining where you want to go, finding the averages of what you've been eating and where your weight is, and then determining from there, okay, I'm on the right track, I'm on the off track, I got to adjust calories, and boom, that should be enough. Now, when it comes to burning body fat and actually changing the way your body looks, you need to get into the gym and actually work out and lifting weights. Your goal is to change your physique, not just lose weight. So if you're trying to change your physique, you have to become a bodybuilder and you have to try to shape and change your body. And you do that with weight training. I would focus 90% of your effort on weight training, and the remaining 10% is gonna come from what you're doing cardio-wise. You mentioned HIIT cardio and this and that. I wouldn't worry about any of that right now. Focus on lifting weights, focus on the compound movements, work out anywhere between 2 and 4 times a week, you can give or take your schedule, and focus on big compound movements, squats, deadlifts, bench press, overhead press. All those movements are gonna change your body in the fastest amount of time possible. Focus on progression with those, work week to week and try to beat your previous record. And that right there is gonna be the recipe for changing the way your body looks. You mentioned low fat, and you mentioned low carb, and you mentioned sugar. What do you do in that case, right? The cool thing is, once we determine how many calories your body needs to actually lose weight based on those averages that we found out before, it really doesn't matter. If you prefer to eat higher carb, you can have higher carb. If you prefer to have higher fat, you can have that too. Or you can mix it up. It really doesn't matter. There's no difference. There's a lot of different ways to skin a cat. But the major determining thing that's gonna tell your body to lose body fat is gonna be your calories in versus calories that go out. But your calorie in, you have to be in a calorie deficit, and you have to be eating adequate amount of protein. So as long as we have those covered, the rest of those things don't matter. You asked about sugar. Sugar also doesn't matter. If you're counting your total calories and you're having your certain amount of protein, the sugar intake shouldn't matter at all for changing your physique and for losing body fat. So there you go. There you have it right there. That's how you lose body fat, change the way your body looks. And ultimately, this is how we're gonna make your physique look amazing and be able to keep that body fat off in the long haul. Guys, you can click on the link in the description below for all the programs that I have to offer. And if you have a question, just head on over to my Instagram @abfitness and leave me a message there. I'll catch you guys on the next one.